So now we're going to talk about what a sound engineer is and what they do. Because it's not usually just going out and fetching sound effects and music and putting them in your game, although sometimes that is what they do, because the sound engineer is responsible for everything you're going to hear in your game. But the sound engineer's role goes way beyond that, because they need to understand what emotion the game is currently trying to get the player to feel, and align the music and the effects along with that. And that is much harder said than done. A good sound engineer is worth their weight in gold because the audio that the player hears in the game really enforces what they're supposed to be feeling and doing and interacting with while they play, and it goes such a long way. Sometimes sound engineers will find sound bites online and use them just as they are. That's not a very common thing though, because they're going to want to tweak it to fit exactly your game, whether that be changing the pitch, the length, reverberating it, or doing lots of other things. They have to fit it just to your game. And when it comes to music, creating music that is loopable, that can play an infinite amount of times depending on what the player is doing in a certain scenario, is really hard. And they're responsible for making sure that it functions well, sounds good, and doesn't have any weird glitches when it's looping between itself or other tracks inside of your game. The sound engineer is crucial to having an awesome game. I know for me, I often forget to add sound effects and music until the end, but every time I do, it just makes any game I'm working on, whether it's a small project or a large one, it makes it sound and feel much more like a game. So don't forget sound, and sound engineers should never be overrated, because anybody can be one, but not everyone can be a great one. Up next, we're going to talk about the manager position.